Okay. All right, guys. Before we start, I just want to say thank you to those of you who asked how you can help. We really could use that right now. If you go to 92y.org/help now, you can make a donation of any amount and help us get through this truly difficult time. And now, back to regularly scheduled yoga. I just want to float a couple of things out there. First of all, this is your practice. I'm here to guide you and offer you suggestions to keep you safe. Hopefully you enjoy what I offer and it feels good, but I'm not inside your body. Only you are there and know what's best for you. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. I try to offer different options, variations, suggestions, but at any time you feel free to do something different than what I'm doing. And certainly if it hurts, do not do it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move over here a little bit. Oh, there you are. Okay. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat. It can be on a mat, on a blanket, on a block, any comfortable seat. If you like to sit cross-legged and you always put the same foot in front, try putting another foot in front, the other foot in front, just so we try to build some symmetry. If you want to sit like in a squatting position, Virasana is hero's pose, which looks like this. You might not see my feet. You can also, if you have a yoga block, you can sit on the edge of a block. And the purpose of sitting on any prop, you want to sit on the very, very edge and start to sit up tall, move side, side, front, back, finding your center. So the point really of sitting up on the prop is to help if we're maybe tucking under a little bit, to help sit up tall so we don't slump back. So whatever seat you take, start to settle in. You can close the eyes if that's comfortable, starting to take the gaze inward. Beginning to breathe. Become aware of your two sits bones as they ground into the floor or your mat or the prop, like two long screws. And that's your base that you're going to start to build from there. Now go ahead and make your way up the vertebra, stacking them one on top of the other, coming up the curve of your lower lumbar spine, through your mid-back to your thoracic, coming up through the neck, the cervical spine with that beautiful curve behind your neck. And then maybe take your hands to your head, cradling your head gently, taking the neck a little bit longer, just gently, and a little bit back with maybe a slight tuck of the chin. And then let the hands fall gently into the lap. Eyes closed still if that's comfortable. And just continuing to breathe in and out the nose. Taking the shoulders up and back and down. And once again, up and back and down. Notice the chest rise and fall as you inhale and exhale. Notice where the breath moves smoothly and where maybe it feels a little bit stuck without pushing or forcing or judging. Beginning to become an observer of the body, of the breath. Good. From here, you can start to gently blink the eyes open. We're going to practice a breath practice called Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. And if you haven't done it before, it might seem a little strange. But this is a way that we balance the two sides of the body, the two hemispheres of the brain, and the male and female side, the yin and the yang. You take the hand and face it, take your right hand and face it towards your face. You're going to be using the thumb and the ring finger. Okay. So the thumb goes outside one nostril and the ring finger hovers over the other nostril. This takes a little getting used to, but then it works. Then these two fingers, the second and third finger, I like to place them on my third eye space between my eyes. Some people like to curl them up. I think they rest nicely between the eyes. The pinky just hangs out. So you're going to exhale through both nostrils fully. Inhale through both nostrils fully. Put the ring finger to your nostril, pressing it. Exhale through the open nostril fully. Inhale through the open nostril fully. Thumb presses, ring finger releases. Exhale. Inhale. Ring finger presses, thumb releases. Exhale. Inhale. Thumb presses, ring finger releases. Exhale. Inhale. Ring finger presses, thumb releases. Now a couple of cycles on your own, exhaling. And continue. With the eyes closed, if that's comfortable, after your next inhale, you can release your fingers and continue the same breathing as though your fingers were there. And notice what you notice. If maybe you can still kind of do it, favoring one nostril over the other, even without the physical pressure. And after your next very deep inhale, inhale a little bit more and then exhale through both nostrils and resume deep breathing through both nostrils for just a couple of breaths. And then you can blink your eyes open. Okay, how does everyone feel? All right. Okay. Yeah, that's a really good one. Very good for anxiety relief and to slow it down. Okay, from here, if you crossed your leg, you can go ahead and cross the other leg in front because then you've had it crossed for a long time. And we're just gonna take, and this is sort of freestyle, take your hands to your knees and sit up nice and tall. And again, you can choose to close your eyes once you get the hang of it if you like. It's nice to close your eyes and sort of look inward, rely on the external senses a little less. And we're going to make spirals with our body, starting small with the head, making our way all the way down to our pelvis. So you could take the circles up and back and down again. And go ahead and drop the chin gently without forcing towards the chest. And then you're going to go to your right. And then back. And then left. And then forward. And keep going like this. Oh, you might be stuck. I'm stuck for sure in my neck. And then the circles start to get a little bit bigger, although feeling free to stay somewhere that feels good and try to floss it out a little bit. Oh. And then let the shoulders come into the circle. To me, this is like a cross between one of those old school apple cores and modern dance, you know? And then the shoulders circle around. And then starting to get into the upper back. And you can use the hands against the knees for some resistance and to help make the circle. Making your way into those ribs now, maybe feeling under the armpits, the rib cage, the chest and below. And then coming up to the waist. And really feel free to rock all the way around. Feel the whole 360. And then down towards the hips. And your seat can come off the mat as you make the circle around, leaning all the way back, coming forward, and then gently make your way to an upright seat again. Inhale. Through the mouth, exhale. Good. Now we'll repeat that in the opposite direction. So letting the chin to the chest. This time to your left, small circles with the head. Slowly increasing, and this side may feel completely different than the other side, right? And then letting the shoulders start to get in on it. Beneath the armpits. And that heart space opening as you go backwards. The sides. And the belly. And all the way down. And next time you come forward, you can fold over yourself. Let yourself sort of collapse down as far as you go. Let your head be heavy. And then you can gently press into your palms, slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time, walking your hands in. And the head is last to rise. And once again, here, inhaling deeply through the nose, side out through the mouth. Good. Now we can come up onto hands and knees. If you're on the floor or a mat and the floor feels hard on your knees, you can feel free to place a blanket or towel underneath. We'll go ahead and stack the palms under the shoulders, shoulder width distance, knees under the hips, hip width distance, pressing either into the tops of the feet or curling the toes. And from here, we'll just, within our own breath, we'll inhale for the cow belly comes down, heart shines forward, gaze is up. Exhale, navel to the spine, head drops, cat, stretch. Inhale, cow, and exhale, pressing into the hands and knees. And just take a couple of more like that with your own breath. This might feel a little more open after doing that spiral stretch we just did, yeah? Good. We'll come to a neutral spine now. Curling the toes underneath on your right foot. Go ahead and stretch them back along the floor and just rock back and forth, waking up the toes, feet, ankles, calves, pressing firmly into the hands. Flip the toes over so the top of the foot presses if that feels good, and roll over the top of the foot. And then curl the toes again, right knee next to left knee. Same thing on the left side. Taking all those toes back, nice stretch, toes, calves. Even the quads starting to wake up. Triceps, biceps. Lift the toes and place them back. Okay. So this time we're going to do, whoever was here last time, we did an opposite arm leg stretch. We're going to try, this is a little more of a balance challenge. We'll see how it goes. It can be a more subtle movement. But taking the right leg back, if you choose, flexing that foot. My foot is flexed in case it's not in the frame. Foot is flexed, toes point straight down. And try, maybe, to pick up the right arm. Even if you just pick up the fingers a little bit, or maybe you reach it forward. It's really tricky on the same side. So just try that. You can take the gaze down, soft. Just try, just play with it. See what you do with the other side to compensate, trying not to sort of torque and twist the body too much. Just see what happens. And bring that all back down. Now we'll see if we have a surprise on the other side, because usually it's really different on one side than the other. So go ahead and take the left leg back. Again, foot is flexed, toes point down. Now you may play with the position of the right hand to achieve playing with the left hand coming up. And it can go up and down as many times as it does, trying to keep space between the shoulders and the ears. Trying, being the operative word. And go ahead and let that go. So now we're going to thread the needle. If you've done this before, we inhale the right arm up. Well, I'll mirror you. Inhale the right arm up. Now, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. You take the arm through here and lay your right temple down on the floor. And your arm is straight through. Breathing here in this twist, your seat can go back a bit. Your arm can stay where it is, your hand, or you can extend it forward, stretching it long. And try to breathe fully into this twist. And then if you move the left palm, replace it where it was under the left shoulder. Press. Inhale the right arm back up and replace it beside the left. Now we inhale the left arm up and taking it through, threading the needle here. Left temple comes down to the mat. Left arm is long, pressing into the mat from the top of the shoulder through the fingernails. Right palm can stay where it is, or right arm extends forward long, and the palm presses. And sitting back just a little bit as you breathe into your twist. Okay, if you move that right palm, go ahead and bring it back in. Press and inhale, left arm comes up before placing it down to the mat. And from here, we're going to take the knees wide, feet close together, And press back into a child's pose or a puppy pose with bum in the air. Forehead comes down to the mat. If it doesn't quite reach and you have a block or a prop, you can place it underneath your forehead. So from here, arms can be, they can be active or passive, but really try to release into this stretch with each exhale, finding a little more to let go of, maybe in the hips, the jaw, the forehead. Go ahead and let that forehead gently roll side to side to side, massaging that third eye space, your seat of intuition. Trusting yourself, right? This is where your vision is, right here. Just let your head roll back and forth here. And then once you come back to center, you can bend the elbows so that your hands can reach your shoulders or your neck, massaging your shoulders, neck, temples, or your skull. We practice self-care here, self-love, remembering that we are ours first, right? We are here for ourselves first. Then we may have for others, but it has to start with love of self. Just a little reminder. Good. And when you're ready, you can release that, replace the hands to the mat, and start to press back up onto all fours. So if you do have blocks, and it's fine if you don't, but you might want to have them nearby so that you can reach them in case you want to use them. If not, that's fine. And so we're going to come up into downward facing dog. And I just want to give a reminder that this is your practice. So if it works for you to go instead of on your feet to be on your knees, or instead of on your hands to be on your forearms, you can take these options without my offering or reminding you, but consider yourself reminded now. So taking the hands again under the shoulders, knees under the hips, curling the toes, and pressing back into downward facing dog. You're in an upside down V. Bending the knees deeply so that your torso can almost sit on your thighs. Instead of thinking of straightening the legs and locking the knees, think of taking the hips up and back. And then maybe the legs are straight-ish. There can always be a bend. And then do that again, bending them very deeply, relaxing the head, and then pressing hips up and back. From here, inhale forward to a plank pose for you to come onto the knees if that works. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. And if you find you're moving your hands and your feet, inhale forward to plank, continuing like this, and exhale back down dog. Consider finding a hand and foot placement, continue, that works for both down dog and plank, because you should be able to find one and settle in there to your just right place. Next time you're forward into your plank, either drop the knees down first, or in one long piece, bend the elbows straight back and lower to the floor. Good. Point the feet, pressing into the tops of the feet, and ground in the pelvis all the way down the legs into the feet. Bring the hands in close to the chest, elbows squeeze in straight back, and press up into a cobra pose, a back bend. Breathing here. It's not about how high you come up. It's how long you can make the spine, and if you can find some ease, breathing here. Taking a slight tuck of the chin if there's tension in the neck. And slow and with control, lower everything down to the mat. You can wag the tail, release the low back. We're going to try that one more time. So grounding first, and elbows tucked in, and pressing up into your cobra. If you prefer, you can take a baby cobra, floating the hands off the mat. Shoulders are broad. Elbows straight back. Gaze is down. And release the hands. Exhale. Let it go. Head is down. This time bending the knees and let the feet windshield wiper side to side to side. Releasing the low back. Good. Setting the hands up again. Press up. And tap back into a baby child's pose on your way up. Downward facing dog. So now we're going to flow a little bit on the gentle side. If you need more, you can make it more vigorous. If you need less, take less. Okay? Inhale the right leg up, foot is flexed, hips are square. Exhale, knee to nose, plank. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Good. Three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. The hands steps between, the feet steps between the hands. Let the back knee down. And from here, with or without blocks, settle into this Anjaneyasana crescent lunge. Hips are scissoring towards one another and coming up hands to hips. Pressing both hands on the right thigh and settling a little deeper into the lunge, checking that the knee is not going past the ankle. Inhale, arms up nice and wide. Exhale, hands behind the back clasped. Heels of the hands touch if that's comfortable. Engaging the core here to support the low back and your back bend. Exhale, release the hand, framing the feet, curl the back toes, and press up again, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Last time, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale the left leg up, the foot is flexed, hips are square. Exhale, knee comes to the nose plank. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sends it back. And exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, back up. Exhale, feet comes between the hands, back knee comes down. Once again, organizing yourself, checking knee not past the ankle, and with or without blocks coming up, and hands press briefly onto the left thigh, settling in a little bit more into this lunge. Good. Inhale, arms up, nice and wide, shoulders broad, shoulder blades down the back. Breathing fully here. Exhale, hands behind the back. Put the opposite thumb on top, the way you have to think about. It's a little awkward. And heels of the hands again touch if that's comfortable. Breathing fully. And exhale, hands frame the foot. Curling the back toes. The right foot comes up to meet the left. Feet are at least hip width distance, maybe a little bit more. Bending the knees. Forward fold, bending deeply. Couple of breaths here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And as you breathe, you can go ahead and nod the head yes, shake the head no, shrug the shoulders, maybe so, and let the body sway gently side to side. Playing with the weight distribution on your feet, what it feels like when you're farther forward, you can rock into your hands. What it feels like when you're back towards your heels, raise your toes, a little to the left, a little to the right. Starting to find your center here. If you're holding your head up, you can let it go because it's still attached. It won't fall off. And starting to ground into those feet, planting the feet slowly and controlled. Start to press into the feet and activate the calves and then the thighs and rolling up from the base of your spine, one vertebra at a time. And when you're all the way up, you can take the shoulders up and back and down, and up and back and down. And pretty much set up your mountain pose. So again, raise all the toes, spread them, let them go. And strengthen the legs, ground them, plant them into the earth. Solid, right? So you look like you're just standing in line, but really you're a solid mountain. And then the shoulders stack over the hips. And once again, the head maybe comes back a tiny bit. Chin tucks maybe a tiny bit. Maybe you grow a little bit taller. And maybe the spine a little bit more easeful. And let the hands face forward, the palms face forward, maybe slightly angled in to honor your shoulders. And just breathe here a couple of breaths. Good. Take your hands at heart center. Fingers press against one another. Thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. Samastitihi, a call to action, is this pose. Feel your fingerprints. Feel your heartbeat against your thumbs. Hear the sound of your breath. And with flow here, inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Planting the hands, step the left foot back and the right foot back. Once again, coming down, either drop the knees or one piece and press up into your cobra pose. Exhale, curl the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. And this time open the hip, stacking right hip over left, bend the knee. Let gravity take the heel across the body, checking the shoulders if their right shoulder is staying square with the left. Good. Let that whole right side body open up. Good. Go ahead and extend that leg again to square and take the knee to the nose. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee to right tricep. This time, step the right foot outside the right hand. And let the back knee come down unless you're really in the mood to keep it up. That's fine too. So here we're setting up for a lizard pose. So in case you can't see, we have the right foot outside and scooch the left knee back. Take padding if you need it. So in lizard pose, we want to have the inside of the right leg making contact with the outside of the left arm. And we want to see which angle the knee is going and make sure the toes follow. So maybe yours is out a little bit more. Maybe it's straight a little more. Those are just the only two things to help keep your knees safe. And then from here, you choose, stay up here on your hands, or maybe you use a block and you come onto forearms. Or maybe you're very bendy flexy and you fold all the way down to the floor to your forearms. Your version today. So in this hip opener, just settle in to where feels right for you today and breathe here. And let the exhale find just a little bit more release in the hip. And then let the inhale find a little more ease, a little more space. Sometimes thinking of the exhale first and then the inhale instead of the other way around, right? Exhaling what you don't need so that you can inhale a little bit more, something new, something more. And then from here, if you came off your hands onto a prop or onto your forearms, find your way back to your hands, curl your back toes, and then go ahead and inhale the right leg up again, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left tricep. And from here, we're going to go ahead and let the right foot go across the body. And the outside blade of the right foot is going to plant. Now the left foot swings around, stepping into that foot like you're stepping. Right hand under right shoulder. Inhale the left arm up. If you're feeling this in the neck, you can take the gaze down. And breathing here. A variation for this pose, which is quite intense, is to kickstand this right leg and take it this way. Also a good option. And you can go ahead and take that right leg back up to a three-legged dog and place it down beside the left. Go ahead and pedal out. Let's try that all on the other side. Inhale the left leg up. And open that left hip, right? Left hip stacks over right. Knee bends, gravity takes the left heel. But at the same time, that left shoulder may creep up. Let's try to square it. Good. Re-squaring that hip. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Plant the left foot outside the left hand. And the back knee can come down unless you left it up on the other side. Once again, making contact between inside of left leg, outside of left arm, and just checking that the toes are tracking at the same angle as the knee. And then whatever variation you took on the other side, if you came down to your forearms or onto a block or another prop, or maybe you stayed up on your palms. And then noticing in this hip opener, when there's intensity, noticing where your mind goes in the intensity and if you like it. And if you want to gently invite it back without judging, just an invitation. Because we are not our thoughts, right? We are more than our thoughts. We have thoughts, but we actually, get to say when we want to be somewhere else instead. Breathing well here, exhaling to release, to let go, and inhaling into the space, into the ease. Let the head go. Good, and when you're ready, you can replant those palms if they went to another variation. Curl the back toes and inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right tricep. And go ahead and plant the outside foot. Swing the right foot around, stepping on the foot. And inhale, right arm up. Again, option to take that left knee, kickstand it, and take this variation, side plank, Vashisthasana variation. So these are all just ways to play, ways to move, ways to keep the movement, the breath, and the mind together. I have heard it said that these asana, these exercises, were just to keep they were calisthenics for Indian teenage boys at the time to keep them focused so that they would be able to concentrate and be still for meditation after. So like to get their spilkies out, Okay, when you're ready, trying to unwind from where we came, go ahead and take that left leg in and back and up for your three-legged dog. And then let's go ahead and bring the knees down, take them wide again, feet together, and push back into a child's pose or a puppy pose. So puppy pose is like child's pose with your bum in the air. It's easier on the hips and knees, a little more intense in the chest and the shoulders. And if you like, you can take your arms at your sides, palms face up, if you're ready to give your arms, your hands a little rest. Taking any movements that feel good, maybe massaging that third eye again, letting the neck release a little bit more. And maybe if you want a little side stretch from this place, you can, in this folded position, you can walk your hands to the left as far as you like and the body follows, and then place the right palm on top of the left palm, getting a really nice long side stretch on the right side as your seat is grounded. And breathing fully there, filling that whole side body, mid body, back body, and the left side too. Good. Now go ahead and creep and crawl your hands towards the middle if you went to the left, and now make your way to the right side. And then you can take the left palm on top of the right palm if you did on the other side and get a nice full side stretch there. Really good opportunity to inflate the whole body with air. You know, we talk about sending the breath, and then, you know, intellectually we could say, well, you know, the breath is really just going inside and outside of my lungs, but it's more energetic, right? The work we do in yoga, it's with the intention, right? Yeah. Energy, what is it? Energy flows where intention goes, I guess, right? Okay, when you feel evenish, you can come back to the center. And you can slowly make your way up. So I'm still getting used to that this is usually the time that I have Yogi's Choice time, and you guys all give me feedback what you're in the mood for and what we do in workshop, but I can't hear you. So, okay. All right. So, does everyone, I can't see, does everyone have, I should put this on the list, does everyone have access to a wall or a door they could put their legs up right now? Just for a few minutes? Everybody, yeah? Okay, so good. So let's go. Please go to a wall. We're going to do one thing standing before we do legs at the wall. Go stand at a wall, and if I can't hear you, if I can't see you, it's okay, as long as you can see me and hear me. So let's go stand at a wall. I'm going to go stand at a wall too. And we will put our legs up after we stand at it. So I have something I really wanted to do, and I'm glad we're going to do it today. Okay, so you can see me, I think. Yes. Okay, so take your wall, and you're going to make like cactus arms, field goal arms, 90-degree angles in your arms. So one at a time. First taking one, it doesn't matter which one. So stand at your wall, facing the wall, with your hand in the 90 degrees. And press your body against the wall. And then slowly, and you're going to have to play with the leg position, peel back around. So you're going to get an opening. You are going to pick the intensity, so please don't hurt yourselves. It's not a contest. But play with the position of your legs and pressing and how close and far. Maybe you even lean into the wall with your hip to get that nice opening. You'll get opening across the chest, under the armpit, the shoulder, and then maybe drop the chin a little bit and breathe here. Again, it's supposed to feel good, so not too hard. Good, and then slowly come off that and shake it out. And let's try that on the other side. There's lots of ways we can do this. Maybe we'll do a different one next week. So go ahead, cactus arm, field goal arm, lean in, and then gently start to, like a can of sardines, right? Like you're opening the top. Start to open up. Probably one feels much more open than the other, right? My right one is much more open. And breathing here, again, dropping the chin maybe a little. I want to take all the tension out of the neck. Good, slowly come off of that. And then we are going to stay by the wall, but I'll just come here so you can see me. We're going to do one more shoulder stretch. Taking your right arm up, elbow faces front, and then the palm goes between the shoulder blades, right? So kind of against the side of the face. And then the left arm comes around and stabilizes that. And if you like, you can reach the left arm out, palm rotates to the back, hand creeps up the middle of the back, and maybe you tickle your fingertips, hold hands, hold your wrist, hold your shirt. And again, checking in with the neck, the head, the jaw, the eye sockets. Those are not working now, so let that go. And breathe fully here. That's a challenge. Good, let that go. Shake it out. And taking the left arm up, bending at the elbow, palm between the shoulder blades. And this is sometimes a play, right? Because the shoulder sometimes goes in and out of where you want it to be. You want to keep it plugged in. And then you can help it stabilize. Right? Because shoulders are down and plugged in. And then if you like, right hand reaches out, palm rotates to the back, and creeping the fingers up the back any amount. Now, I didn't say on the other side, I'll say here, we got to engage the core a little bit, right? Keep those ribs knitted together, right? We don't want to pop them out. They want to pop out here. So keep track of them and breathe. Good, and you can let them go. Maybe taking a quick eagle wrap just to kind of shake that off. Whatever feels good to release that. Maybe a hug, always good. Other side, yeah. Okay. So we're going to end the class starting, we're going to roll right from legs up the wall into Shavasana, but I'd like us to take just a quick bridge and a supine twist first. So if you can come, if you're by a wall and you don't feel like going back to your mat, you don't have to. Just come onto your back. Bring the feet in close. We're not going to be here long. Make the shoulders broad, the neck long. Pressing into the feet, the arms, the head. And just inhale your middle up into a bridge. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. If it's your practice to clasp your hands under and walk your shoulders, go ahead and do that. And just really let your middle be buoyant, right? Let your feet ground, your arms ground, your skull ground, and let your middle be buoyant and float up. Maybe a little bit more. And when you're ready, one vertebra at a time, let it go. Pressing into the feet, pick your hips up and put them down to the right a little bit. Bring the knees into the belly and let them fall to the left. Maybe you cross the right leg over the left if you want a little more intensity, otherwise stay there. Let the right arm go out to the side and let the gaze go to the right if that's comfortable, otherwise a neutral gaze. And when you're here, maybe pick up your skull, adjust it and place it back down to find that just right place. And breathe into this supine twist. Good. Go ahead and unwind from here. Pressing into feet. So you pick up your hips and place them down to the left side and let the feet fall over to the right. Left arm extends. Gaze either to the left or neutral. And maybe once again, picking up that skull in your hands, cradling it a moment, lengthening the neck before setting it back down. and breathing well here. So actually, when you feel evenish on both sides, you can come back to center, and I'm gonna change my plan. You're gonna do, if you want yoga homework before bed, you're gonna do legs up the wall or legs up your bed or legs up the wall on your bed. And invert there and let the blood drain out of your feet and your legs. Give yourself a treat before bed. Now we're gonna go straight into Shavasana from here. Take any pose that you would like or you're missing on your way, maybe a quick happy baby is always nice. And then go ahead and set yourself up for a really yummy, juicy Shavasana. And I'm gonna say a couple of last words, and then I think I'm gonna send you off to your rest. I'll give you a little guided relaxation if you like to put on a sweater or a blanket or an eye pillow or anything that is any prop or aid. You want to dim your lights, whatever you like. And thank you. Thank you for coming today. And again, tough times. If you'd like to make a donation to help the Y through this time, please visit 92y.org/helpnow. Thank you, yogis. Om Bolo Shri Sat Guru Bhagavan Ki Jai, to the teacher of truth, the teacher within you. Jai, namaste. And I send you off to your rest. So you can stay as long as you want, because when the class is over, you can continue in your rest and to bliss out if that's comfortable for you. And I hope to see you next week, and that you have an easier week this week. So when you are ready, you can lie down or take whatever position you would like to be for your Shavasana, your rest after your practice. This is where we let go of every last thing that we're still holding on to, that we didn't manage to totally let go of. We want to just really let it go. So lying with your eyes closed, if that's comfortable. Once again, taking the time to make sure that everything is how you like it, and let the body be easeful. Let the mat support you. Let your limbs be light and weightless. Let them rest. Let your middle, your torso, and all your organs, let them rest. Let them have a break. Let your heart beat on its own. Let it rest. Let it find some lightness. Let your mind go. Let the thoughts, just even for a few moments, be free. And lastly, let the breath that sustains you, that we work so hard to control, let the body breathe on its own for you, and accept that gift as you go and rest.